Brett wants to talk, has he got it signed?
No, I don't, does he want
He's on the
public
next
comment?
agenda.
It's probably the next one.
He's on the econ agenda.
Oh, yeah.
All right, unless you
We'll
just
just
want
talk to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he might talk more about that than that.
Well, you might have
That's
to
true,
give
right?
Julie's treasurer's report.
Julia's not here with us.
Oh, okay.
So,
All
She's
right.
not
well,
giving the report today?
she is not giving the report today, she is at the treasurer's conference, and her deputy is calling also.
All right. So moving along to agenda items. I would look for a motion to approve the purchase of a new scanner and computer for the clerk's office in an amount not to exceed $8,009.22.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported.
This is a microfilm scanner, so it's a special kind of set of old documents that we need from between 1932 and 1998 to be able to view and print those off for people coming in to get vital records information.
Okay.
She's demoed several.
It died.
Yeah.
And
It was old too.
what I discovered on Friday after I submitted my agenda item, the vendor that we currently have, we've paid for that contract, they gave us a credit and sent a check today, in fact, for $1,133 and 21 cents. So that can go towards that new purchase.
Okay.
We're not going with them, so I was really surprised that they still pay. They can't tell you no if you don't ask.
How long has
Right.
the old one been around, or don't you know?
Pardon?
The old machine, how long?
It's old. When you have kids coming in and asking, what is that? It's a microfilm machine from, I don't know.
Oh, I just saw you,
Yeah, it's a library type of thing. It's old.
oh,
Very
okay.
old.
I just thought of that.
Okay.
All right, any further questions on that? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed the same, and we will see that on Wednesday. I would look for a motion to approve resolution number 250813, approving a brownfield plan for Reed Road redevelopment, Durand, Michigan, pursuant to and in accordance with the provisions of Act 381 of the Public Acts of the State of Michigan of 1996 as amended.
So moved.
Or
Moved and supported.
So a couple of things. These are, there are three projects that we have been talking about that we're receiving grants on. So one is the subdivision, the Creek Point Circle, which is a grant coming to the county for that area in Durand, which we did a brownfield on. There is another one, which is the one that is the $1.25 million one that the county is applying for, that's going to Linden, Vernon, and also some homeowner rehab. There is a third grant for $1.25 million that the city of Durand has applied for. And this is to build out their subdivision on Reed Road, which is a project that the land bank and the brownfield has also been working with the city of Durand on. There's 190 acres there. This is not going to build out all 190 acres, but it's going to begin, I think, with a 3-acre parcel. But the importance part of it is it will be building in the water and sewer. So any costs that exceed the $1.25 million will be able to be captured and paid out through the brownfield redevelopment plan. And I believe it's going to be 17 units.
Correct.
17 units,
Yep.
17 units. And this will cover any of the overages and allow them to get that infrastructure in and be paid to finish the project. Because we anticipate it's going to be around $2 million.
About 2 million, yeah, I believe in the plan before you, we have 2.7 million. That was based on the City of Durand engineer's probable costs as of May. We're working to refine those numbers. The brownfield plan is a little bit different than the ones you've seen before in the fact that it is a very proactive brownfield plan in order to show the local support for going after the MISHDA CDBG grant. The future potential developer is Allen Edward Homes, but this will allow Durand to put in the water, sewer, storm system to support that infrastructure and then open up the other 190 acres on that property. We anticipate that this project may end up seeing, once we understand kind of how the numbers lie, and Allen Edward has done a little bit more of their due diligence, we may see an amendment to this plan to include some of their costs and really scale back what this number looks like. Just depends on what their future development looks like. But as what stands before you today is for the City of Durand to make sure that if there are any overages above and beyond what is covered by the grant, that they can use the future increment from that development to recoup the costs.
This will, just as a reminder, the only the city of Owasso has a brownfield authority. All other local units come through the county for approval. Durand has passed a concurrent resolution. The county brownfield development board has passed their resolution, and now it's before you. This will be our fifth one?
Yeah.
Sixth?
The
Fifth
fifth.
one.
All right, any further
It,
questions?
in here doesn't say the amount though, right?
It does not, it doesn't the entirety of the plan, but probably not the resolution.
Oh,
Correct. My computer's frozen, so I'm flying a little bit blind.
And the location that's being developed is actually behind between Terex and the apartment buildings on
Correct.
Holmes?
Holmes.
Yes.
There's 190 acres there that extends from the back of Holmes and Division Street behind Terex all the way up to Reed Road.
Out, basically across the road from the slaughterhouse, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yep,
That's the Reed Road part, yeah.
Right next to the railroad, like everything.
Yeah.
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 That's every property.
Conveniently
Through the road,
next to
Jason.
the railroad. No, it's owned by the city of Durand. So right now, we're capturing absolutely zero taxes on it right now. And once it's developed, we will begin capturing taxes on it. So in the overall scheme, it will provide additional revenue to the county.
Correct.
all right, any further
Pete Preston is working on
questions?
that with the city or?
No, Pete wouldn't have any authority over it.
Nope, you end up with 22, 22.
It's all city.
Okay.
City of Durand?
Well, I think
Yeah,
Chris
got
said
it.
26, so
Did you have anything else?
That was
for
all?
us?
No.
Okay.
High level, and
All
I'll be here
right,
again Wednesday to answer any questions that may arise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed the same, and we will see you again on Wednesday.
Stay Wednesday, except for you. Safe travels.
Thank you.
I would look for a resolution, or a motion to approve the resolution number 250814 and number 250815, authorizing entry of participation agreement in partial settlement of the National Prescription Opioid Settlement.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported.
So this will be, there are two bulk lawsuits that still, there are a few other smaller things, but there are two large ones. The Purdue one is one, and then what they're calling the general category of small ones that are the others. And if you look there, they're still working on what the pot is, but they're looking, they have a tentative resolution of which we would receive 0.8% of the money for both of them roughly when they get settled up, which will be probably in the neighborhood of I don't want to guess. It will be part of our settlement, the ongoing money that we receive through the opioid. But this is the resolution for them to enter into the settlement.
Are they saying that that percentage is for all counties, just
This is ours. This is us.
almost 1%
Yes.
Of what comes to the state,
of what comes to the state?
Correct.
right, not the entire.
Wow.
So there's a list of several governmental entities, and it has a percentage breakdown of each and every one.
do you think it'd be around $100,000 or less, or?
I'm guessing more than that.
Oh, okay, I just thought it,
I would say that it'll be substantially more than that, but they have not given the total pot number yet. They have just given the percentage breakdown. This is if we agree to this percentage breakdown, they take the next step.
And so the opioid funding has kind of been in flux since it's
There has
inception,
been,
right?
there have been several lawsuits, there are several class action lawsuits, there have been several appeals. One, which one was it, Eric? that got
The
thrown
single largest settlement to date was with Purdue. And that, unfortunately, that settlement was overturned by the Supreme Court, or Court of Appeals, I think the Supreme Court affirmed that. So they have to basically renegotiate the Purdue settlement. So this is not that, this is the smaller ones, some of the smaller ones. So basically, the Purdue settlement, the reasoning was that the family that owned the company did not have any liability, didn't contribute at all. And so there was some back and forth in the bankruptcy court about that, and ultimately the last settlement didn't go. So we'll probably see another settlement from them down the road, and that could be substantial, but it would only be potentially replacing something that we had already kind of thought we had. Right?
Okay.
So,
Was that the only bankruptcy that,
I'm not sure if it was the only bankruptcy, but that was the main one,
The main,
the
okay.
biggest. I mean, Purdue Pharma was one of the main players in this entire situation, and their company basically doesn't exist anymore because of what they did with prescribing and selling these drugs.
right, fair enough, I guess, but,
Yep.
so, I guess, I think it's important to know, though, that it's not like we have definitive numbers. These numbers are moving
We have
throughout the.
definitive agreed percentages of the settlement. We do not have a definitive award yet. But this is to say that we're not going to contest the percentages. And one county did contest the percentages a couple of years ago.
Didn't go well.
It didn't go well. And I think that this is probably 1% or close to 1% of it is relatively fair. Especially for a county our size.
Everybody wants more.
Yeah, it was Ottawa County that contested, I believe.
Okay. Well, at least they showed us what not to do. so.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is the Purdue one, isn't it?
But there's Purdue and then
It's
General.
both, I'm sorry. So they did, it has both. So they've got it renegotiated with Purdue.
Well, and that's the thing, it's just been back and forth with all of these different settlements. I think the perception is that it's just like one settlement, when it's not. It's made up of so many moving pieces.
Correct.
All right, any further questions on that? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed the same. Brings us to our last call to the public. Seeing no one, we're adjourned. Thank you. Thank you. Good trip.
Call to order. Please stand and rise for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, that brings us to our first call to the public for econ and physical development. Hearing none, we'll move to community development reports with Pete Preston.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. July was slow as compared to previous Julys. We had 13 zoning permits and 16 building permits. The last week of July did heat up quite a bit, and we've been a little more busy than the rest of July. So it's, folks wanting to start building in before Christmas that we're experiencing right now. We did 26 code enforcements. We're retraining ourselves on the BSNA module there, so we'll be able to report that a little better. And also we had a ZBA meeting that was unable to have a quorum due to 2 members that ultimately called in sick. We had a room full here at the meeting. I suggested that we have it as in the closest time possible, which would take the place of the Planning Commission on August 27th. I've already advertised that meeting, and we're sending out notices to property owners for that time, and I'll be getting with the Planning Commission. We didn't have any agenda items, but your plate will be full for the Planning Commission in August with 2 rezonings.
September.
September.
Okay.
It goes fast.
Yeah. I had a question on the report. Normally it lists, or before it listed out the township, Can we add that?
Yes, that,
Okay.
that is definitely part of it. We have the system set up, we're having training. I didn't want to, we sent you that, but I didn't want to send you a speckled sheet that had blanks here and there. So we're finally crossing that hurdle. Right now, we're shifting some of the code enforcement responsibilities from Don in our office, who's working with me in equalization. And so Nick and Silvio are taking some of that on. So we should be back up to snuff here fairly shortly.
Okay, thank you.
I had one.
Questions for Pete, yeah?
One question. On the permit list, we have a 40 by 60 barn dominium. So are we seeing a lot of that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
That's definitely one of the types of construction. That caught my eye a little bit as to the permit fee on that particular one. Yes, these are advertised as a cheaper structure. They're not necessarily when you get into it. So I was surprised to see that 671 compared to the 1,300 down here for the 1,400 and 1,600 square foot home. So I need to do some checking in that. It may be one of those that has more garage space than actual livable space. 960 would be our minimum for that. And so we get some folks that just want a lot of garage space.
Right, yeah, that's gonna be a challenge, I think, with assessing those also. It already has been for me, so.
Yeah. Well, yes, we've seen quite a number of them, and they're, again, people think that they are very cost effective, and they're still not. You still need to finish them, you still need to have insulation, you still need to meet all the residential code requirements.
They do look cool,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. I really do like
It's
those.
it's the old barns that are converted into residential that we chase more often.
Right. All right, thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
How far along will Corrigan be breaking ground there on Woodbury Road in Lansing?
Corrigan.
I believe that's the gas company that's putting in a gas station.
Okay. I have no idea. We haven't heard from them since the approval by the Planning Commission. I do have some outstanding items on the site plan regarding landscaping that we need to work out, and I think that is actually coming back to the Planning Commission for review, and they have that information. So there was a lot of hurry, and then we haven't heard from them again for a little bit. But that's understandable. They're getting their ducks in a row.
Okay, any other questions? No, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next, that moves us to our agenda items. I would look for a motion to approve the vacant drain maintenance coordinator's position as requested.
I'll make the motion.
I'll support that. Discussion.
So we had one of the two positions that we have over there, one of the workers is leaving and Brent is seeking to replace that. Please hear if you have any questions for us. It is a budgeted position.
Okay.
Are you gonna say anything about the Young's drain or not?
Yeah.
Can you
I do
say it
that
now?
Can I do that now, actually? Are you okay with that?
I don't know what you want to say, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. We have the Young's drain that we are pushing forward on, and the meeting is Wednesday. It was appealed, and it's became a long, drawn-out issue. I don't know how much you're familiar with it, but the drain has been there for over 100 years. The waters went to Chesaning area. They've tried to basically combine two drains, make it an inter-county drain. Saginaw has basically not wanted it to become basically a drain. So it's basically a ditch that they haven't maintained, and so this whole project is it's forcing them to construct a functional drain, replacing culverts, had to buy easements. All of that stuff has been going on since 2015. And if you're familiar with it, it's well over almost $1 million already in acquisitions, lawyers, engineering fees already. So to drag it out didn't make any sense. Let's move forward with it. Well, they want to do the apportionments. We got to that stage, and they wanted us to pay 63% of the cost. Well, and they based that out strictly off of acreage, which I appealed. And then we had to get a drain commissioner, Saginaw had to get a drain commissioner, then those two had to pick a third. So this meeting on Wednesday is to set the apportionments for that cost.
Okay.
So my appeal was 20% Shiawassee, 80% Saginaw. Actually, if you work it out, the number is 83% of the cost and everything involved in it is in Saginaw County, so it's actually 83% more than what, you know, they basically want to pay them like 34%. So that basically brings the whole county being responsible for, you know, over $1 million, which isn't fair. So my ask is that the commissioners, Mr. Boggs, if any of you can attend on Wednesday, that'd be great. It's the more people, the better. It's gonna be at the Chesting Township Hall right in Chesting. We just need all the support we can get. We have a 34-page presentation that was just released today and sent to our drainage board so they can review it and they get a little glance at it before the meeting on Wednesday. And we will be presenting it on Wednesday in front of everybody that's there.
Okay.
So we are just looking for people to be able to attend and kind of, you know, feel free to speak your mind at this, because this is a big deal. It's been going on for a bunch of years and we're trying to get it done, and you know, we're getting a bunch of kickback and from Saginaw, and we're just trying to help pay for the water that goes that direction. So, but not at that kind of cost.
What time is the meeting outside?
The meeting is at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. Right at the Township Hall in Chester.
Full day.
So,
Chesting Township Hall.
yeah.
Yeah, every bit of the money is all spent on Saginaw County because a lot of the property owners only, some of them got 50,000, some of them got thousands of dollars, and they paid for all their attorneys and everything, the drain did. So all the expense has been on Saginaw County, and then they got a estimated engineering on it. They're gonna cost $1 million, and they ain't done nothing yet, nothing. It's all Saginaw County. They've been fighting it for years. I worked on the drain way back in the 50s, my father did. The Saginaw County got an injunction against it, so we couldn't work. And then I've worked on it several times since, and they haven't got it, so.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, looking for support that day.
It's completely unfair.
So.
Morgan did send out via email the information on the Young's drain to all the commissioners, so if you check your email, you'll have the address and time there.
And if you need anything else prior to, let me know and I can get it to you. I mean, we've got the documentation that we've got. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, you can't spend that kind of money on a project and expect the opposite county to pay for it. It just doesn't make any sense. And that's what this presentation basically, it lays out everything since the late 1800s, early 1900s. So, okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Back to the motion of filling the vacant drain maintenance coordinator's position. Any more discussion on that?
It's a budgeted position, I don't know if I said that.
You did. Thank you. Okay. Hearing none, all in favor of moving this to Wednesday, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, that moves on. Next, I look for a motion to approve the appointment of Shirley Smith to the Zoning Board of Appeals as an alternate.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you.
I have, questions from constituents.
I'll second it. So discussion. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it something we want to do, putting a business owner on a zoning? Would that be a conflict of interest, or there's already a conflict of interest with is it Miss Otts or something? She's the chair or something?
Bonnie Ott is the chair of the planning commission. Board.
Yeah, this is the zoning board of appeals, different board.
So there'd only be a conflict, presumably, if they are something on their particular business. So if Ms. Smith has something coming in front of the board, she would have to recuse herself. You want to say more?
That's a pretty standard process, right? If there's, you know, almost everybody has some sort of theoretical conflict of interest, right? But a theoretical conflict of interest isn't an actual conflict of interest, right? So who you work for, who you know, who you grew up with, your spouse, all those things could be potential conflicts. So whether you own a business or not, it's just added to that list of potential theoretical conflicts. It becomes an actual conflict when something comes to the board and involves somebody you know, something you have a financial stake in, like a business you own, or the business that you work for. That was the issue with Bonnie Ott, was that she worked for an entity that had business before the boards. So that was why she had a conflict. It wasn't about owning it, but working for it. So there's a variety of ways that you can have like theoretical conflicts, but that doesn't turn to an actual conflict until there's something before them that involves that entity directly, and then there's a mechanism for them to say, I'm gonna step back and not participate. And they're appointing her as an alternate.
Right, this is
Right,
an
so
alternate position.
there's many levels of kind of protection there, I guess is how I would say it.
I would say I think she will be a fantastic board member. She's very knowledgeable about these kind of matters, so she'll be excellent.
All right, excellent. Any other questions, comments, concerns? All right, hearing none. All in favor of moving this on to Wednesday, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Me.
All right, and moves on to Wednesday. With that, that brings us to our second call to the public.
I got a little, I don't know if you knew that, but the county itself has got to pay 20% of this bill. So whatever they charge, the percentage, whatever it is, that comes out of our budget. So everybody in the county is going to have to pay for this fraud that went down there. If they charge us 60% of it, if they only charge us 30%, it's going to save the county lots of money.
Well, we gotta say that on Wednesday.
Huh?
We gotta say that on
Yeah, I
Wednesday.
know, but I just wanted to be aware of it. I don't think people know about it. I mean, taxpayers don't know it. I mean,
So your average person, the drain code is kind of a mystery, you know?
Yeah.
You don't-
but isn't it average around 20% the county?
Yep. That's the at-large portion. right?
Yeah, yeah. Whatever our portion is, if we have to pay $500,000 in the county, we have to pay 20% of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
My grandfather was instrumental in getting the funds necessary to dig drains throughout the U.S. In Congress.
Okay. Any other public comment?
Drain code and all that, but.
All right, hearing none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.